This is Nick from GameCube. Massive news coming from Nintendo early this morning as the company announced they're going to acquire Next Level Games, the studio popular for their development of the Luigi's Mansion games on 3DS and Switch, as well as the Punch-Out reboot on the Wii, the Mario Strikers series, and less notably Metroid Prime Federation Force on the 3DS. This is huge, really. I wasn't expecting to see this. I'm glad it's happening though, because for years people have been expecting this, and I guess it kind of went out of the realm of possibility because it had gone so long without Nintendo acquiring them. Now this acquisition is set to be finalized in March, and Nintendo announced this on their website, where they posted that Nintendo would like to announce that it has entered an agreement to acquire 100% of the outstanding shares of Next Level Games Incorporated, and to make it a wholly owned subsidiary. So, Next Level Games is located in Vancouver, Canada, so this is adding to their Western developers, along with Retro, who is located in Austin, Texas. And there's a few smaller ones too, but this is really great because from Nintendo's side of things, it secures Next Level Games, who has, I guess this shows that they've proven themselves as an experienced and reliable developer, and they can keep being a reliable developer into the future with Nintendo, which is great. We're going to see many good things to come from this. From the other side of things, for Next Level Games, for the day-to-day employee, this is also amazing news because they have added job security now. It's always been a fear of mine that we'd come to a time where Nintendo stops offering projects to Next Level Games, who then either goes out of business or goes poorer in quality and has to lay off lots of employees due to lack of interesting projects and lack of big projects, I should say. So this is great news all around, and for the fans even, this is probably going to mean that we're going to have faster turnaround for games from Next Level Games, and increased quality control from Nintendo, because they're going to be able to work more closely with each other, and they're not going to have to worry about an in-between period trying to pitch something to Nintendo that they'll actually accept. This is also probably going to mean that Next Level Games is going to be able to take more risks. Back when they did, which might be a bad thing, because the last risk they took is back when they did Metroid Prime Federation Force. And apparently, I didn't play it, so don't take my word for it. You should always play things for yourself. Apparently, Federation Force was a dumpster fire of a game. But, go play it and see for yourself. But this means that they could take more risks, because Federation Force was a financial failure. I don't know how much that reflects on Next Level Games as it does on Nintendo financially, but it means they'll be able to do things like that without having to worry about not making enough money and shutting down. It gives them more flexibility financially. And then also, in this document released by Nintendo about the acquisition, let's see, they go on to say, a number of owner-directors recently determined that the time is right for them to sell their shares, and NLG, therefore, began exploring potential sale transactions. Completion of the acquisition will serve to secure the availability of NLG development resources for Nintendo, including development expertise, as well as facilitate an anticipated improvement in development speed and quality, by enabling closer communication and exchange of staff with the Nintendo development team, which is what I was touching on. But what's interesting there, the interesting tidbit to take out of that, is it says that the owner-directors who had solely owned the shares recently determined that they were going to sell them, and they were looking for sale transactions. And thank God Nintendo picked them up, because one of my worst fears is that they would start making lower quality games for someone else. And this is the same thing that kind of happened with Rare, but it's the opposite of that situation, where with Rare, Microsoft bought up all the shares because Nintendo didn't. This time, Nintendo's actually, obviously, they're not as esteemed as Rare was back then, but Nintendo's really thinking on the ball here, and I'm glad they acquired this, or they're set to acquire Next Level Games. To compare this with the rest of the big players in the industry, Nintendo doesn't really acquire studios at the same or similar rate. This is really big news. Microsoft recently has been announcing multiple acquisitions per year. Sony recently acquired Insomniac Games. They've kind of slowed down. But in general, Nintendo, they don't do too many acquisitions. This is a big deal. So yeah, I was really surprised by this morning, and I hope we see good things out of this. What are your thoughts on Nintendo's acquisition of Next Level Games? Let me know down in the comments below, and make sure to support this channel by liking the video, subscribing. Come on, you don't want to be a square, be a cube and subscribe. And even hitting the notification bell really helps us to grow a lot. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Nick from GameCubed, and I'll see you next time.